Welcome to the Law, Your Money, and You. I'm Roberta Saphire, an attorney in Sharon, Massachusetts.
And I'm Camille Barron, a financial coordinator also in Sharon, Massachusetts. And it's delightful tonight that we have a guest who probably was last on our show 3 years ago, and such a wonderful young man with a wonderful story.
Yes, that's the best way to put it, and we'll get right to it. Welcome, Marc-Daniel Paul.
Thank you for having me.
MARC-Daniel Paul.
Three first names, I usually say.
They couldn't make up their mind when you were born, right?
I
With
guess
the name?
not. I guess not.
No, but one thing, how many brothers do you have?
I have one little brother, 3 older sisters.
Oh, okay, the little brother who's up to there.
Yep.
Right. But he's a Mark, too, M-A-R-C.
He's Mark Kendi. I'm Mark Daniel.
Yeah.
Both names are hyphenated.
Yeah.
And you just got married?
I did a few months ago, back in September.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Who's the lucky young lady?
Her name is Christelle. We've known each other for a while now, over a decade.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, the families were close back when I lived in Haiti.
Yeah.
And when I moved to Massachusetts in 2009, we were reconnected.
Wow, what a nice story.
And, yeah, eventually grew into something more.
Hey, that is wonderful.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
nice. And she's beautiful. I have met her. She's
Thank you.
beautiful. And I'm happy. How old are you now?
23.
Oh, you're still a baby. Huh?
Still a baby.
Except-
So they
except
say.
What a baby. The last time you were on this show, it was with the School of Wheels.
School on Wheels, yes.
And you were one of their products that they helped you. Tell us a little bit about it, just a little bit, because then we want to go on to what you've been doing.
Oh, sure. We met School on Wheels, and Cheryl in particular, who was the CEO of School on Wheels at the time, back in 2009. That was when we had first moved to Massachusetts as a family. We were transitioning basically from Florida to Massachusetts, so that was a bit of a tough time for the family,
Sure.
new environment. We didn't really have a lot of family in Massachusetts, so we had to go through the system, the government system of housing.
Yeah.
So we spent a few weeks, actually might have been a couple months, if memory serves me right, in a shelter in Middleborough.
Homeless shelter, right?
Homeless shelter in Middleborough, and then from then on we were able to transition into an apartment in Brockton. Spent a few years there, and in 2014 I believe we moved to Sharon. Yes.
So when did you kind of hook up with the School on Wheels during that period?
It was while we were at the shelter. So one of the programs that they have, which is a tutoring program, is it involves them going to different shelters in different areas in the South Shore, and basically try to tutor students whose families are going through that.
One of our team members on the Lawyer, Money, and You at that time had been volunteering once a week to teach. He had graduated college.
Oh, yeah?
Matt Fortino.
Yes.
And we've been in touch with him too, I think he's on for his master's degree now.
That's great,
So he's come away. But you were at Suffolk Law at the time. You had joined us too as
Yes.
a team member.
Yes, I
And,
remember.
we were writing things up on cyberbullying and talking about what the schools had, and you were really helpful then. And I think at that time you were you were in school. Tell us a little bit about yourself, because the main thing is people say, why are you here? This is an inspiration. Kids that go to high school, college, and they come out with all this debt and everything, and what can they do? I mean, here's a story where everything was against them,
Yes.
and look at the way they pulled themselves up.
It's a real story of self-motivation.
Yeah, and you have to be self-motivated to make it through, because especially if the decks are stacked against you,
Yeah.
you have a whole lot more to discourage you than you have to encourage you.
Yeah.
So you have to be motivated. You have to want it. Yeah. So that's what I call really the merging of desire and willingness.
Fantastic.
So not only do you desire it, you want it, you're also willing to put in the effort and the work to actually get there.
So at that time you were in Suffolk University.
Yes, so I was getting a bachelor's degree in political science, and also completing an applied legal studies program that would also give me a paralegal certificate at the end of it, so that I would be able to work while I work out the details of law school.
And weren't you in charge of the mock court?
Mock trial team,
Mock
yes.
trial team. I was invited to be a guest judge in Brandeis.
Yeah, so-
so what did you do for the?
So that was fun. I started. I thought it would be a great way to kind of give me the initial exposure that I wanted to have when it comes to the legal system, and my ultimate goal is to be a trial attorney, and that I felt like gave me the real exposure that I needed to know exactly what that area is all about. Eventually, I became the vice president of the team, and a good friend of mine, Zach, we basically were in charge of teaching the new members coming in things from direct examinations, cross-examinations, the rules of evidence, what goes into being in a courtroom, how
And
to
that,
build a case.
that was when you weren't even in law school.
Not yet.
At that time. So
Not
you
yet.
was doing that.
Which I'm actually very grateful for that, because now that I'm getting ready to start law school this September, I feel as though I have I'm somewhat equipped to take that beginning step, and to not have a meltdown the first month.
Yeah. Now, do they have, years ago, my husband Jerry went to Suffolk. Years ago, they had a 6-year program, 3 years at regular, and then if you went to the law school, you'd end up with the bachelor's degree instead of
Yes.
going 4 years. Do they still have
They
that?
still have that. actually.
Really?
They still have that. I believe you declare it early on, but you really so the way it works is you do your first 3 years as an undergrad, and your 4th year basically turns out to be your first year of law school.
Oh,
And
nice.
you do 2 extra years, yes. So it
So
saves you
you're
a
in
whole
your
year.
4th year.
I'm sorry?
Are you in your 4th year of law now, or?
Well,
4th year of regular school?
No, I graduated. So I graduated in 2016 with my bachelor's. I took some time off. The plan was to actually start law school last year, but as I was planning a wedding and there was so much going on that I needed really to time things in a way as to not, again, have a meltdown with too much going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, wise thinking.
Yeah, so I figured I would defer law school until after the wedding, and now I'm ready.
So you're working now. You're not going to school now. You're working.
Not yet. I'm starting in September. I will be going.
Yeah.
I will be taking 3 classes a week. It's the night program. But I'll still be working full time at a law firm in downtown.
Oh, you're working at a law firm.
Yes.
Very nice.
So I'm a projects manager at Fitch Law Partners right now in downtown. It's a business litigation law firm. We also do criminal cases. We have a probate department that handles family cases.
Oh, so you're getting an all-around education.
Yes,
still.
yes. So I'm getting the exposure to different areas, which I think
Yeah.
is good, because by the time I reach my 3rd year of law school, at least, if I'll narrow down the area of law I want to focus in.
Not all law students, when they start out, have that kind of experience.
No, because I remember too, I was a legal secretary before I went to law school.
Really?
And I used to see like procedures. Of course, I got a 98 in procedure. I said, I should get 100. But anyway, what was interesting is law school usually doesn't help you with the procedure, and what you do in court. I mean, that's what gets you by.
Yes.
And that's how you practice. They're practicing law.
That's interesting.
So you don't practice law in law school, so you are so far ahead.
I actually hear that a lot from different attorneys, actually. You go to law school and you learn all about the theory of it all, but that's why I encourage friends of mine that I have who aspire to go into law school, even throughout college or even high school, if you can, get some sort of internship, get that experience. Because whether or not you get paid or not, you're gaining valuable skills
You
that you
bet.
will end up using.
Oh, sure. It's quite an
Yeah.
investment.
Oh yeah, it is.
Right.
And that's why I was really interested in internship throughout even high school and throughout college. That by the time I was ready to look for a real job, I had some sort of experience on my resume
But
to
it's
back it
nice
up.
that they're giving you the real job. I mean, they're lucky to have you anyway because you're really
Well, thank you.
brilliant and good and honest, and you're putting in what you get out. Oh, you get out what you're putting in.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
got it mixed
Sure.
there. But yeah, that's true. I remember the guy, this is years ago, they were talking about what they wanted to practice and this and that. And I go, you practice what comes in the door. You know, like this one fellow, he wanted to do medical malpractice because his whole background was, it was older people, medicine, and his background was medicine and medical and this and that. He ended up being a big condominium attorney.
Really?
Yeah, at that time, condominiums were just coming into Massachusetts. I'm dating myself here. But anyway, that's what he ended up being, very big in condominiums. I guess condominiums, all the paperwork and everything. It was very new at the time, and he was one of the leading experts on it.
Yeah,
But
that probably happens very often because a lot of times when you're young and you're getting all of your legal exposure from television, you have this idea of what lawyers do,
Yeah.
of being in a courtroom all the time
Right.
and all that. But once
Yeah.
you step into the real world, you find out that not a lot of cases actually make it.
That's right.
To trial.
Yeah.
And it's all it's so
Have
much
you,
paperwork.
have you
and-
given any thought at this time to what field of law you might be interested in?
So far, it's been consistent. I've been in the past. I was interested in litigation, civil litigation. I'm still very much interested in that. I'm also exploring criminal law. So we'll see how that goes. But so far, those are the two
It
areas that I
does.
would want to focus in.
does this firm you're with now have both?
Yes, it does, and I get to work with really smart and hardworking attorneys and they do challenge me also, which is something I appreciate. So I get that exposure now, and I hopefully in the near future, when it's time for me to apply, some of those skills that I'm learning now through my job and eventually through law school,
Do they
will help.
do they have you doing research for them, or
Yes. So I do research.
do you have an opportunity to go to court?
Not yet. But
Yeah, push for that. No, one, it's really fascinating, and
Oh, yeah?
and maybe you can go, like say there's just you have to get a continuance and nothing more. You could say, oh, I'll go up. I know how to get a continuance. You get the feel of the court.
Yeah, well, I know through law school, I was actually doing some research on the JD program at Suffolk, and I know third-year law students have the opportunity to actually represent clients through a program that they have. Of course, under the supervision of an actual attorney
I hope
who's
so.
licensed to practice.
Yeah.
But along the same lines of what you're talking about, it is
They used to say a
experience.
new attorney is a disaster.
Well, it should be
Remember
a
all
new
these-
attorney without experience. Is a disaster.
The lawyers that say, "Oh yeah, my kid passed the bar, but he's going to work for you." Oh, no. Let him make his mistakes with somebody else.
Well, so as you look back now, from when you first relocated to this country, and if you were to talk to, say, another young person in the same position you were in, what kind of advice do you think you would give that person to be successful?
Good point.
I would say stay focused, because there are so many distractions out there. From the news alone, with current events of what's going on,
Yeah.
to things that could distract you in school, and family issues that may be going on. So many things can distract you. So just try as hard as you can to stay focused. I think that's really what's helped me.
Now, could you speak English when you got here?
When I first got to the United States or to Massachusetts?
United States.
No, I could not speak
no,
English.
no.
I lived in Florida for a little bit before I moved to Boston.
Yes.
So I moved to the U.S. in 2006, and I moved to Massachusetts in 2009.
So what was it like at first when you first came to the country and you couldn't speak English?
Oh, it was different. It's
What an
different. The culture is
inspirational
different.
story, huh?
The environment is different. The language is different. The way that the schools are ran is different. It's interesting. In Haiti, they focus a whole lot more in memorizing things. I can still remember, going to school in Haiti and having to, memorize subjects, areas of history, and I would have to basically just recite it the next morning to the teacher.
Yeah.
But here, there's a lot more of a focus in actually being able to explain what you read as opposed to memorizing it. Different approaches, but I think there are benefits to both. Because what you want to be able to explain, you also need to be able to remember.
Yeah.
You speak
So-
French too.
Yes,
Right.
I am fluent French, Creole, and English.
Oh, so in the beginning when you first came, were there other people who came from where you did that could understand you and you could understand them?
What do you mean?
I mean, as far as the language goes?
Could understand me in Florida? Or-
Yes, when
Yeah,
you
in
first
other
came
words,
to
were
the
the
country.
areas where people from Haiti went, so everybody around you was from Haiti.
Oh yeah,
that's what
there's
you
a
mean.
very large Haitian population in Florida. So of course I did encounter a few, even folks that went to the same school with me in Haiti.
Really?
Yeah, so that was not a problem at all. Yeah.
But how did you then learn the language? Was it just sort of assimilated, or did you take English
to
as a second
school?
language?
I would say so. I think English as a second language is required. Most schools, I think, require it, especially when you're new, you don't speak the language. You kind of need to have a
So what
class.
did you learn in Haiti? Did you learn any English there?
I did take English courses in Haiti, but it wasn't fluent. It wasn't to the level where I could hold a conversation in English. That didn't happen not until a few months after I moved here.
Fantastic. Now, your sister went on to college too, right?
Yes, we actually all went on to college. So
Oh,
I have
okay.
4 siblings.
Oh, okay. Well, I know there's the older sister, the one who got married. There was one who
Yes.
got married before you? Or
Yeah,
was
so
that your
I
oldest
have
one?
3 older sisters. The second one got married in 2015. The oldest one got married a few months before I did, actually.
Oh,
in
yeah,
March.
I remember that.
Yes, and I got married in September of 2017.
Now, where did they go to school? They all went to school. Where did they go to school? Because this isn't just one apple out of the bunch. A
Right.
banana.
So my
Even
2
bananas
older
bunch.
sisters
What do you
went
call an
to-
apple out of the thing. I get everything mixed up. Anyway.
It's
Like-
fruit, whatever it is, it's fruit.
There you go.
Apple
One
out of the
apple
bushel.
out of the bushel? You have an apple in a bushel?
bushel basket of
I was
apples?
trying to tell my husband that if you take a orange and plant the peel in the ground, that a plant will grow from it. He says, no, it won't. I said, I just wanted to see if I could trap you. Yeah, so tell us about them, because this story is when these kids get out of high school or go to high school and they go, well, I can't do this, I can't do that. Well, Marc-Daniel did it. You can do it.
I think really any student that applies
But tell us
himself or
about your
herself can
sisters,
do it.
because
My
I
2
know
older
this is
sisters went to
smart.
Bridgewater, and the third one went to UMass Dartmouth. She's actually getting a master's here at the Harvard Extension School, and she also works there.
Yeah,
And
wonderful.
then eventually, of course, I went to Suffolk.
Mm.
So yeah, we all eventually went there. My little brother is going to college next year, actually.
Is
so
he
he's
really?
he's in the process
Your
of
little tall brother.
yes,
he
yes.
still
He
playing
makes me feel
basketball?
short.
Yeah, is he still playing basketball?
He played football in high school,
Oh,
actually.
football.
Yes.
I had it mixed up. Is he still playing football?
Yes, he is. We actually went to his very last high school game at Sharon High a few months ago.
Oh, the Thanksgiving game?
The Thanksgiving game.
Who
yeah,
won?
they lost.
Easton won.
They lost,
Yeah.
but
But
It
but you
was
know
good.
what's nice about football? Because my boys played the football. The kids they played football with, they're brothers forever. Because my
Yeah.
kids are in their 40s now. They still have the same friends, and most of them are the football friends.
good friendships. Yeah.
Yeah, they really make good friendships. So where is he? So he's in a senior year now? Where is he applying?
Yes. So I took him to visit the University of Rhode Island the other day.
Oh, that's
In
nice.
So he
Kingston.
likes that. He's also considering a few other schools. I know he wants to major in business administration.
Nice.
So we'll see. He has yet to make up his mind.
So you folks have 5 children, right?
Yes.
So it's like a 5 out of 5. In other words, 5 good ones out of 5. I mean, it's not a mistake. Sometimes you hear stories about this, and you say, well, that's unusual. That's just one. What about the others? So here, what about the others? The whole family.
Yeah, well, I don't think we really had any other choice in my house. My parents put so much emphasis on schooling and
is that right?
education that yeah, you just had to go to school. You had to go to college. There was just no way around it. And of course, it helped with the fact that we wanted to go to school helped, but even if we didn't want to, we had to.
So they instilled that value in you in the first place.
Of course, from
Right.
a very young age, yes. Yes.
What about is he considering going out to the Midwest? Something like a lot of these kids going to Wisconsin and
Honestly,
California.
I'm not even sure. I know it is going to be in his advantage if he stays in state as far as the tuition. Because you don't think about it when before you go to college, but those loans, man, they come back.
So do you have loans now?
I do have loans, not as much as I've seen out there that other students have acquired, but I do have loans that I'm paying off monthly, and it comes with the territory, really. You get some scholarship, some aid, and the rest of it has to be paid somehow. And
Well, that's one of the things in our financial literacy programs, particularly for juniors and seniors in high school, we've emphasized over and over is to understand what you're getting yourself into before it's too late.
yeah, that's very important. That's key.
Well,
That's key.
one of our team members went and his sister got through school, college, and this, and all these loans. He's a product of a split marriage, so to speak. So nobody's helping him with anything. I mean, he's getting his own confidence, and he went and joined the Army. So there's kids doing that. The Army offers full learning. For free. You go there, they'll
tuition?
send you to school.
Oh wow, yeah.
They'll send you to school for free. I think
That's
you have to
great.
stay in or give like numbers. But the people are looking for those options also. And what is that? So anyway, he went in the Army. He didn't want any debt. And some of them just going to the community schools and then working, saving money,
And then transfer into the 4-year school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they're
if
doing that too.
I would advise any student out there who's getting ready to go to college, if there is a way that you can go and not acquire debt, go for it.
Yeah.
Because that interest builds up.
Oh,
And
sure.
Eventually, you're gonna have to pay it back, and you don't really think about it not until you have to start paying it back. Now I'm paying back the the amount of loans that I acquired throughout college, but I'm just thinking about it now. Well, the amount of thought that you give it now, you don't really give it that much thought throughout college.
No.
But look at, he's still positive attitude. That's why we want to hear that positive attitude, that smile. It's wonderful. Isn't Massachusetts and the United States other things talking about free community colleges?
Yes.
Do you know about that? Because I
Yes.
know you're into the political stuff too.
I
writing bills.
was. Lately,
Yeah,
I've been so busy with work that I've been, out of touch a little bit.
I know, but
But-
part of you will still.
Yes, that's been. I've been hearing about that. I know New York, if I'm not mistaken, was also considering that 4-year colleges for students that make under even 4-year state colleges.
Well, I always believed college should be free, just like public education, because you're giving, and this isn't, we're into you've got to be kidding, but this isn't, I'm not kidding. If college was free, I mean, you're investing. It's not an expense, and it's an investment because you're our
totally agree.
future.
I totally agree.
Right.
agree. I mean, if we find it right to spend on so many other things, infrastructure, the military, why not invest in those very people we call the tomorrow of, the United States?
It's one of our most important assets.
Right.
Of course, exactly.
Do you know we
exactly.
had, as a you got to be kidding, there was somebody out there offering kids money if they didn't go to school.
Really?
Yeah, not to go to college. They would find another way.
Now, what would be the alternative?
I really wasn't sure that training them to do something where they didn't have to. But the problem with that is education is more than just a way to get a job where you make money. It helps you formulate your thinking.
You become you're able to function better and be a more contributing member of society. So it's good. I was actually reading something this morning about, I believe, New Mexico is trying this new program where they're requiring high school students, in order to graduate high school, to basically list out what your plan is, whether or not you're going to go to college, or whether or not you at least have some sort of plan. I'm seeing some sort of pushback against it.
You're not kidding either. You've got to be kidding. You've got to be kidding.
But I'm interested to read a whole lot more about that. Yeah.
What about, I just was wondering, what about that nice friend of yours who also helped us? See, we produce or affiliate, whatever you want to say, because we didn't produce you, the most wonderful people and everything.
We produce stars.
Yeah, we produce stars. Yeah, now, Kamisha, at the time, and we're in 24 towns, plus we're in Boston now, plus we've produced 14 police officers and our friends' books at no cost to the police departments, and we have orders for about another 12, 13 more. They keep hearing us. But you had this beautiful friend who helped us get some things done in Brockton, Kamisha.
Yeah.
She was going to go to California to be a star. So tell us a little bit about her while we're winding up now. Let us wind up on something beautiful.
Well, that's actually one of the things I admired about her, which is which is one of the reasons why I wanted to work with her. She's very dedicated, and when she says she wants to, go for something, she does everything she can to go for it. And that was her dream. She wanted to go to California and start her acting career.
Fantastic.
She did it. She packed up her things. I remember us talking about her moving her car over there.
And nobody handed her anything either.
Oh yeah,
We better wrap
worked
up.
too. We have to wrap up.
So thank you very much. It was wonderful to see you again.
Of course.
And,
Pleasure was all mine.
And we want to thank our viewers for watching. Please let us know if you have any questions about tonight's topic or anything else, and if you have ideas about future shows. We'd love to hear from you, because remember, this is your show, the law, your money,
And
You!